Ready? Hey, YouTube!
Hey, YouTube.
Welcome back. This is Healthy G Mom, and this segment is about Kids Don't Understand, Part 2. Kids don't understand, in my opinion, about what us parents have to go through. And I got my nephew, my son, and my play nephew, my adopted nephew, who's my son's best friend, here because my goal is for parents to understand teenagers. They're both 15 and 16 years old, or 16, and then I want the parents to understand the kids and the kids to understand. We have to come together. Now, we love each other, but my son and I, we're like, we bump a lot of heads because my goal for him is to become awesome, become an educated young man and respectful at the same time, and for him to become an entrepreneur. But his goal is kind of different, and I'll let him tell you that. So my thing today is about kids just don't understand.
So, hi, my name is Jacob, and sometimes kids don't understand that parents have their own hardships, and they're going through things that some kids don't understand, and kids just won't know what the parents are going through because it's more adulthood things. Some kids just need to stay out of adults' business. Am I right?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this topic?
Hey, I'm Jalen. I think parents don't really understand what kids have to go to, like Jacob previously said. But honestly, I think that it's just kind of like a mix of both, and we just need to try to understand each other. Simple as that, I guess.
We all have our own hardships. Kids have school, friends, relationships, etc. Parents have their job that they have, their home, life, and to see if they have a toxic household or not. What do you have to say about this, Miss Glenda?
Yeah, and everything that he said was correct. But it's a fight. So we understand this, but when we are living life every day, we act like we don't understand it. Like, for instance, I got mad at Ronnie. We got a thing that's going on right now. My son really, really wants a driver's license, and he's 16. But what he doesn't understand, that anything that he does, I'm responsible for it. I have to pay
it.
it.
What mom doesn't understand is that even though she says, I don't know anything, I truly do know where I'm going, and that I'm not like other kids.
So what Ronnie's trying to say is, he knows where he's going, he just doesn't know the streets, how to get there. Say he's going to school, right? He knows his way there, he just can't name off the streets. So that's why his mom wants him to understand.
You can go through a Linda. But...
Well, no, I asked him, like, do you know north? Do you know south?
Yeah, I know north and south, but you keep trying to ask me this specific street. I don't need to know the streets if I know where to go. You could drop me off 2 miles in any
perfect
direction.
example, arguing on... Yes, this is a perfect example of kids don't understand parents and parents don't understand kids. Two different minds.
Two different minds. And see, I do want him to drive because that would make my life much easier.
No. I've already gone through it. I've already done 30 hours, and she's the only obstacle in my way. She won't give my social security so I can go to the DMV and take my test. Let the DMV decide. The DMV has way more power over you. So can you just let the DMV decide if I'm ready to drive or not?
See, what Ronnie's trying to say is, Ronnie doesn't understand why his mom is saying no for his own good, so Ronnie doesn't get into a car accident or anything bad. And
but she doesn't understand.
And what she doesn't understand is that Ronnie's just so eager to drive, and he just really wants to drive.
No, he knows that Ronnie knows me. I know that I'm perfectly able to drive. I can drive just fine.
He can drive just fine, but I haven't seen it. And I don't feel
comfortable. You never give me a chance to see it. Excuse me.
Because I'm testing his knowledge. He's been around.
Testing my knowledge? No, you need to see me actually drive. You need to sit in the passenger seat and watch me drive. Not you test me. That's not how you learn. You learn hands-on. You don't learn from a book.
We do learn hands-on. However, when I get in the car, when Ronnie get in the car with people, he's on his phone. How can you learn by being on your phone? I tell him, Jalen,
I'm only on my phone if like 4 family members are in the car. I don't need to be the only one watching the road while everybody else is.
His mom also wants him to pay attention to the driver that's driving.
I am.
Thank you, Jacob. I want him to pay attention because many times he's lost. Many times he does not know. I was like, Jalen, do you know how to get back home? Yeah. And there's been times like he's guessing.
For example,
I want him to know, not guess.
For example, yesterday when Ronnie's mom asked, or Jalen's mom asked to name the streets, he couldn't do it. So once he can name the streets, he gets a driver's license.
And that's a simple test. Thank you, Jacob.
It's not a simple test, otherwise he would know, and he has one.
They both don't know. He has a permit, but he don't know
any streets.
And it was just simple, like, how do you get from here to there? It's LA. My thing is, when
I know how to get from place to place. Like I said, I don't need to know I don't need to know a street to jump off. No, I can say turn. I know exactly how to get there. I don't need to. And like I'm having a friend in the car with GPS. I don't need GPS to get to place. And should that be good enough? And she asked me how I get to Bellflower. We're in LA, people. LA.
Okay, Bellflower is part of LA. It's LA County.
LA County.
And he lived in Bellflower
For like 6 months.
No, he lived in Bellflower for like 8 months.
Ain't like I really
and
went
he
outside.
should know. He should know it within 1 month.
It ain't like I went outside.
Oh my God, yes he did. And we always traveled back and forth to LA. So he did travel.
Don't you mean you traveled?
And you did as well. So my goal is, I don't feel comfortable getting in the car with him until he makes me feel safe, like he does know.
Maybe you stop going your way and actually listen to me for one, and actually get in the car and stop talking and let me drive, and you can see for yourself instead of you keep telling me on some textbook or some directional map. I don't need to know the maps. I know exactly where I'm going. I don't need no backseat driving. I don't need a person to be like that. No.
And also,
Lord.
You show that
Mrs. Glenda wants to build trust right before he drives. For example, yesterday.
I'm snatching.
For example, yesterday.
I'm snatching your.
No,
Mrs.
show me.
He's not showing.
Mrs. Glenda didn't know that Ron jumped off a bridge.
Y'all gonna hit
put
me
it
in my
down.
head.
Put it down, Jacob.
See, the build the trust is the key.
Put the phone
He
down.
won't let him show you a video.
See, no
that-
trust. No trust.
that
Your
this
trust.
kid-
You're breaking my trust.
He jumped off a bridge over in the Bologna. Where would you guys go? Someplace in the
Creek.
ocean. Bologna Creek, which doesn't have anything with doing with driving, but it has a lot to do with me being safe. When I send him
I
out,
told you. It ain't like I didn't.
you did not tell me you did that. I didn't know anything about the video until just now. 5 minutes before we did this video. 3 minutes, I'm sorry. I just found it. But that doesn't have anything to do with driving. It has about trust. I'm trying to learn to trust this kid because he represents me. He doesn't understand. When he goes out into this world and he does things, they think parents don't teach their kids. I teach him every day about having manners. I've taught him to say, please, thank you, you welcome. Open the door for elders, people. Taught him that since he was 5 years old. And so when people see him doing crazy stuff, they think I'm not teaching him.
What do you keep saying like
So
crazy
he's-
stuff? That's not even like.
She wants Jalen to be responsible before he can get on the street and do all that stuff. Because you can't have no little kid on the street.
So she think I'm gonna pull a John Wick and start driving over something?
The street is the real world, you know?
The street is the real world, and exactly, thank you, Jacob, because what happens when you get behind the wheels? You have to be able to not only take care of you have to take care of the others that's in your car, and you also have to take care of others that's on the street. That means paying attention. Like, what is Ronnie doing right now? What is he doing? And what is he doing right now? He's on the phone. He's on the phone while we're trying to record. He's on the phone while we're trying to record. So that's my thing is I'll be thinking that he's on the phone driving.
But I haven't. Every time. No, you can't prove it. Cause I'm in the passenger seat. Well, I need to be looking at the road when somebody else is driving.
His attention span is, like I said, we just started recording this video
and
and
besides-
he just got on his phone. But we're trying to talk and have a conversation and share about how we can understand each other. And he picked up the phone instead of being engaged with conversation. So that's where we're at, where parents don't understand what kids, I mean, I put my life on the hold because I want to be able to pour as much information and much love and peace and happiness into this kid. And look, you know, he's a good kid, but he sometimes have crazy
There's two
qualities.
different sides of Jalen. There's the one side yesterday, the attitude.
Don't got one. Just you.
And the other
doesn't-
side, the loving, giving, kind-hearted Jalen. Right? Am I right, Mrs.?
Yes, he can be as sweet as pie. And then he can be like, what the heck? That is.
No, I get upset when you make no sense.
Well,
And for instance, what do you mean I don't
Give an
make no
example.
sense?
Give
For
an
example, Jalen.
Okay, we could take yesterday as an example.
so say it.
You're lucky I have a little attention span. I forgot what you did. I'll remember it one time and I get angry about it, but I'll remember it some other time.
So you already remember. So you see, if you can't remember what happened, that means you're finna make up a lie.
It's not important. If you
Exactly,
remember
it's not
it.
important. Because anything that you do and it's important and you know it's truthful, you're going to remember. You don't remember because it's a lie. I can tell you what he did, but he can't tell you.
Because he doesn't think it's important.
What was it?
So there's crickets in the house right now. There's crickets with crick, 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 because he don't understand. He don't know what he did was wrong.
Oh, wow.
He didn't know what he was doing is wrong. He didn't know what he did that was very disrespectful.
And that was?
Talking back.
That's
My whole
not
thing is,
disrespectful. Talking
For
back
example.
for example, whenever I'm trying to give him constructive criticism, he's on the defense. I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I'm like, Ronnie, what are you talking about?
Well, if you tell me I did something or you tell me something that's not true, I get to call you out on it. It's simple. What's the problem with that? And talking back is a form of communication. If I'm talking back, no, it's just talking to a wall.
Talking back
No.
is disrespectful.
Talk-
Tom.
thank
No,
you.
it's
It's not
it's
a form-
actually a conversation.
For example, you told your mom earlier to shut up when you were doing the workout.
Did I say
Which is
shut up or shush? Which one was it, Jacob? Both.
Shush and shut
No,
up
I
is
never
still
said
rude
shut
to a
up.
parent, right?
I never said shut up. I said shush.
Okay, is that
This
still
little
rude?
one keeps inciting stuff.
But okay,
This
is that
one
still
right here.
rude?
This one.
Shush. Why would you tell your parents shush? That's
Because
not
we're talking
that's not
about reason.
Is that
communication.
respectful, Jalen?
It's not respectful and it's
That's
not
what you do.
communicating. But he think it's communicating and it's not, and it's being disrespectful. Instead of just saying, you know what, Mom, I beg to differ, or Mom, that's not true, or 1 second, Mom, but he's going to tell me, shush.
Yeah.
So again,
Very
do I
disrespectful.
No, that's after. No, you decided to say. You decided to go with that after 3-4 times I told you please stop. So now you want to do it. You only respond when somebody uses the same level of energy as you, and therefore you always keep saying it's talking back when it's really not. It's you inciting something, and they get mad when I get riled up about it.
Okay, you guys. So now you see our life, and I am trying to understand this kid, and he got his best friend here, trying to help me understand him. Kids and parents, we have to be able to learn to communicate, and my thought process is about learning from this kid. And that's why I'm trying to say kids don't understand, parents don't understand. Can we just all get along? Can we just learn to love each other and respect each other? And I want to feel comfortable when I get in that car. I want to say, Ronnie, do you know where you're going? Or him to say, Mama, which way is north? Which way is south? No, I want you already ready to know that,
never
Mom,
asked
I'm going
you
to
that.
Santa Monica Beach, and you know that you're going west.
I
Coming
never
from.
have to ask you that. So what you mean? You asked me that already.
Yes, he does.
She asked me where was Santa Monica. I said west. So what you're just copying what I just said.
Okay. So
I
that's
already
what
told
we're
you.
working on. The project today.
She knows I know where directions are.
No,
She
I
has
do
like
not.
a-
I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe
Yeah,
it.
she does. She does. She just doesn't she just forgets.
So YouTube, we want to get better. If you have any comments, what can we do so we can get along? Do you have any comments for these young men? Because they're great young men, have a lot of help. I need a lot of help and a lot of information. Jalen or Jacob, do you have anything else to add to?
I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far in the video, really thank you guys for listening to what we have to say. And what do you got to say?
Have a good day.
Please subscribe to our channel so
Please
we can
subscribe, like and subscribe. It helps.
like
It
and
helps.
subscribe. It will help us. We're trying to continue this journey on because we want people around the world
On a journey.
to understand each other, because we have to all learn to get along as people, as human beings. I believe in us. I'm not giving up on this kid, and thank God he has a good friend. Thank God. He's like my
Devious
adopted son.
and cunning.
Ain't nobody perfect, but the thing is,
Fabricates some stuff.
how do we learn to respect each other? How do we learn to get along? How do we as parents learn our kids? Even when he's the type of kid that you got to take him and hold him by his hand. That's my fear. And my goal is to try not be so fearful and to let him thrive and start trusting. Because I don't. 100%. Look at the goofiness. They're so goofiness. Well, thank you for chiming in. Subscribe and like we
Subscribe
said. And
to the
take
Health G Mom fam.
Healthy G Mom. Kids don't understand, and parents.
Parents don't understand kids.
You're about to say kids.
All right, you guys. Peace, love, and
Love.
happiness.